Oh, stubborn denial. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see here. Great. If I gotten Garrison and Stronghold and then Vesuvid the Garrison and Sunhome, then we would have just won on the spot. I don't know why I forgot that there were 2 amulets in play. Oh well. I literally even said they were just dead here at the beginning of this turn. We might be able to do this anyways, because we can use one that the Sunhome floats and leave a white floating. We might be able to salvage this anyways. Alright guys, we are currently 4-0 with the list that you see on screen. Going in here for hopefully a 5-0, maybe a 4-1. I'm more than happy with either one, as it lets me produce content for you guys at no cost to myself, of course. And yeah, if you haven't seen any of the previous matches, especially match 1, then go check it out. Link in the description below, where you'll get the deck tech and all the details on the card choices and everything that we're doing in this deck list. And I'm not going to waste your time or mine. Let's hop straight into this match. Alrighty, let's jump in here. Try not to get myself too hyped, you know, because like it would be the first 5-0 of the season, you know. I can't let it go to my head. On the draw, playing against Mario B. Braga. Is that one of you guys? Let me know if it is. Interesting. This is not my favorite hand. If this were a different certain 1-mana artifact, then that would be slightly different, but it's not. Our opponent says, hi, good luck. I will say a U2. If I can manage to type it correctly. There we go. I think we do mulligan this. We can do better than turn 1 map, turn 4 Karn, so we'll mulligan. That's not much better. I mean, I don't think we have a choice but to keep this, or we go to 4. Is it better to go to 4 on the draw? A turn 1 Saga would probably be better than what this hand has to offer. Our opponent did reveal a companion, Luris. No, I think against a Luris deck that's likely to have discard spells, we can't really go to 4, so we'll keep. We'll get rid of the Summoner's Pact, I guess. And Valakut? Yeah, that seems fine. We want all of our green sources for activating Castle Garenbrig, so we can shorten the number of lands we need to draw here by 1. Or by 2 if we draw a bounce land. Our opponent says BRB, sorry. Just as we kept. I have to say, it would be really ironic if we won this last match due to our opponent timing out from inactivity or whatever. Not that I wish that, of course. I'd rather play a good game of Magic, but this will be a really short video if that's the case. Alright, looks like our opponent has returned. They play turn 1 Verdant Catacombs, Fetch, Shock, Thoughtseize, or Inquisition. Inquisition would be hilarious. Thoughtseize, I would just say that I called it. They could play a turn 1 Dragon's Rage Channeler as well. There it is. There's a creature, and a Mishra's Bauble. Interesting. Mishra's Bauble makes this deck hit Delirium very easily, I would say. Alright, we'll draw. Amulet? Maybe? Let's just draw Amulet into Bounce Land. Well, there's a Bounce Land. I'll take that. We'll play the Misty and pass. So we can painlessly get out our Breeding Pool tapped on our opponent's instep, just to make sure that we have the blue we might need to transmute, if it ever comes to that. Although, to be honest, I'm not really envisioning it coming to that. Usually games against this deck are not particularly long, so... I don't know if a turn 4 Karn is going to be good enough against what our opponent has going on here, to be honest. I mean, we'll see. There's a Breeding Pool tapped. We will untap. Draw for turn. Bounce land. I mean... we'll just play the Forest here, because if we top deck a 3-drop, we can play Garenbrig and play it, like say it's a Dryad or whatever. It doesn't stop us from playing it, but then next turn, if we don't top deck anything, we play a Bounce Land to pick up the basic force, so we can play Karn the turn after, guaranteedly. Teamer Battle Rage on instep? Okay. Opponent has Death Shadow as well. I guess they're trying to hit land drops, maybe? I don't really know. It looks like it might have been land drops they were trying to hit. And again, we're not really hitting much, so let's just play out the Growth Chamber, pick up the basic forest, and pass it back. I mean, if we can just Karn minus for, like, Tormod's Crypt, are we even playing that? I don't know if we're playing Tormod's Crypt. Let's go check. We are playing Tormod's Crypt. If we can just Karn minus for Tormod's Crypt to answer our opponent's board here, let Karn go down to 2, and then just windmill slam a Primeval Titan the turn after, like, that seems pretty good. Our opponent even tapped their blue source, so they couldn't Stubborn Denial this if they're playing it. Don't know if they would be playing it. Grixis Shadow, huh? Interesting. I wonder if they're playing Murktide. They take the Titan, of course. Alright, well, yeah, I mean, it looks like Karn getting Tormods is going to be the play. They could have played a Shadow that turn and didn't also, so maybe they don't even have it. Yeah, we'll Karn minus for... Actually, I guess maybe we should be minusing for Engineered Explosives, as that would deal with a Shadow if they top-decked it. Because there's a possibility that we minus... no, we have a backup Karn anyways, so... If our opponent has Bolt plus Thoughtseize, then so be it, I suppose. We'll get Crypt. We'll play Crypt. And I guess we do this in their attack phase. I guess the only thing that doesn't play around is Unearth, but... Let's see, they Bolt Karn. Maybe? No? Guess not. I don't know, maybe Crypt... Maybe getting Crypt is not that great here. They're playing Lurrus, so that means they can't be playing any of the Delve creatures, like Gurmag or Murktide. They could be playing Unearth, but holding up Crypt plays around Unearth also, because if they target something, then we'll crack Crypt in response, so... Yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine. If we draw a Titan, we can just cast it. Unholy Heat. To kill the Karn. You got it, I guess. They put a card on top. Intriguing, alright? Well, we'll Crypt, and then we'll next turn play a Karn, minus for explosives, and play it on 1, I guess. The only thing that doesn't play around, I suppose, is Kolaghan's Command, but... I mean, whatever. Maybe they just play a bunch of spells into their Dragon's Rage channel. I can never say that card's name correctly. Just to activate Delirium. Looks like that's not the case. Yeah, this next card is definitely minusing for explosives, I think. Depends on if they... Yeah, definitely explosives. Definitely explosives if we're not just dead. Alright, we'll draw. Sunhome. Alright, we'll play the Garenbrig. We'll play Karn, get explosives, and play it on 1 to avoid discard spells and pass. And hope we're not dead. Oh, Stubborn Denial. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see here. Great. Maybe we wasted our time with the Tormod's Crypt. I don't know. Let me know what you would have done. Do you think getting the Tormod's Crypt was wrong there? If our opponent doesn't have a discard spell, then getting the explosives would have just been great here. Looks like we would have been dead regardless, even if we put explosives into play. So, go to sideboard. So, like I've said in the past, this is a matchup where we want access to explosives, but not Karn, because Karn is weak to Stubborn Denial. It's weak to our opponent's board state, as we just saw. They could just attack and kill our Karn with the Channeler if we minused it immediately. So, things like that come up where you don't really want Karn, but you actually do want some of the things that it can get from the board, like explosives. I think we probably want Golos and Wormcoil Engine here as well, just as additional threats. Bog seems good. Dismembers are debatable. They hit Channelers. They sometimes hit Shadows, but not usually. I think I'm inclined not to bring in Dismember here. We can trim Cavern, I think. Maybe that's about it. I mean, that seems pretty clean. Do we want the 4th Pact? I think it's fine. We'll just run it this way. Just all mid-rangey threats. How about that? And ones that don't get hit by Stubborn Denial. Stinking Karn, the Great Creator. My goodness. Alright, we'll be on the play, of course. Don't want our opponent to play a 1-drop immediately. Just right off bat. No Lander is a definite mulligan. This hand seems pretty decent. We get turn 1 Amulet, or turn 1... No, we can't play turn 1 Explosives. I mean, we're definitely keeping this. Bottoming a redundant Garenbrig, I guess. Seems fine. We probably need the explosives for interaction. And of course, we are going to slam this turn 1 amulet off of Saga. We might just have a turn 3 Titan with double amulet, which would probably be pretty good. Even if our opponent Inquisitions or Thought Seizes our pact, we can still just naturally draw Titan, so. That also means they're leaving us with explosives. Inquisition. Take Summoner's Pact, I would assume. We probably do just want to throw explosives on 1 into play, depending on whether we draw anything or not, I guess. Yep, they take Pact, of course. Well, yeah, I don't see a reason not to put explosives on 1 into play here, so. Boom. Into play. Pass it back. Take that, stupid Death Shadow. We don't like ya. This explosives would blow up our own amulet, though, which is something to be considering. We could have just played Sanctuary and activated Saga to make a dude. That wouldn't have been too bad, but. I mean, this way is much more fun. Now we can just play a Primeval Titan Tarmogoyf. Definitely was not expecting Goyf from this deck. Maybe I should have been, but. Titan? Hey, it's Titan. Alright, well, our opponent is dead. Right? This is 4. Yeah, our opponent's dead. So we get second amulet. We play Sanctuary. We pause to see if these are yielded. They are not. We will float some manas. Activate Garenbrig, leaving a white floating so we can haste off of the Valakut. Instead of getting Boros Garrison here, because why would we need to? I guess they're not technically, like, dead, but we'll get Titan. We'll play it. We are going to haste an attack for sure, though. That's easy. We need to make sure we're not dead to our own Summoner's Pact. We might even just want to get double green source so that we don't get got by, like... I guess the only thing they could really have is Cleansing Wildfire because of their Reveal Luris. They can't have Blood Moon or Magus or Fulminator Mage. I guess they could have Pillage. Interesting. Well, we still want to haste here, so let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, that's right. We're doing the double amulet thing. No, so they are just dead here. Oh, they would have been dead if I got Boros Garrison. But for some reason, I forgot that we had 2 amulets in play. That was a bit of a punt. Let's see, 16. I don't know if there's any way to get us out of this. If I gotten Garrison and Stronghold and then Vesuvid the Garrison and Sunhome, then we would have just won on the spot. I don't know why I forgot that there are 2 amulets in play. Oh well. Yikes. I literally even said they were just dead here at the beginning of this turn. Got too fancy, huh? We might be able to do this anyways, because we can use one that the Sunhome floats and leave a white floating, and then Stronghold a second time. So we might be able to salvage this anyways. Alright, we'll attack. Hit yes. We'll get the Boros Garrison and the Sunhome. Wait, let me double check this. So that's going to be 5 mana plus a Sunhome activation. We leave a white floating, activate Stronghold also. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Whew. Turning it around just a little bit. So we want the Sunhomes on the bottom. We'll untap, float. We'll Stronghold this. We'll float a red. We'll untap, float, and we'll Sunhome this also. Whew, okay, saved. And we'll pick up the Sunhome. That's 20 damage, minus the 5 that they can block is exactly 15. You're dead. Okay. That was... We're not going to talk about that. We are not going to talk about that. Interesting. So, Tarmogoyf. Plus Channeler. Does that mean that we want to bring in Tormod's Crypt? I'm thinking probably not. If it were Relic of Progenitus, I definitely would bring it in. Tormod's Crypt, probably not worth a card for the effect. Doesn't make Dismember better. I think probably not on that one also. Is it better than a Grazer? Maybe. I mean, Grazer chump blocks once, but it costs us a card in hand in order to ramp. I don't know. I'm just gonna run it back. See, that game was just retribution for them wasting 5 minutes in game 1. How about that? This hand is a hand. It's definitely a hand. On turn 3, we float a mana, get an amulet with one land in play. We play bounce land up to 4, and we can't really do anything. I think we do have to mulligan this, actually. We could try to have faith and try to spike a amulet or an explorer off the top, or like a grazer, maybe. Grazer wouldn't even be that good. I think we just mulligan. Alright, we get turn 1 amulet, turn 2 dryad, turn 3 titan with a explosives as backup. Keep. Or we could ship the explosives. They're probably going to take our amulet on turn 1. That being the case, I'm going to ship the titan and hope that they... Well, I hope that we're playing around discard spell here. They could just play a turn 1 creature and let us have the amulet, in which case having the second titan would probably be better, but I think it's more likely they cast a discard spell like that one. Goodbye, amulet. Hardly ever knew ye. Land? That's a good one, that's a good one. Do we play explosives on 1 here? I feel like we probably do. Yeah, I feel like we probably need to. This time we won't be blowing up our own amulet, so... They just have to work really hard to beat explosives on 1, thanks to the fact that it kills shadows. I probably won't blow it up for just a Dragon's Rage Channeler if I can avoid it. They could just also just play a Goyf here, and that would actually be a little annoying. It would be a 3/4. I mean, we're not waiting until we can explosives on 2 for a stinking Tarmogoyf, though. Not in my book. Thoughtseize, okay. Well, now if they had wanted to take explosives, they absolutely cannot. Take Titan, of course. Makes a lot of sense. And pass, okay. Well, Pact is a good replacement here. If we want to play Dryad next turn, we basically have to play the Sanctuary, or just try to get lucky and spike a untapped land off the top. Playing Sanctuary plays into Cleansing Wildfire and Pillage, but I don't think we really have a choice, so I'm just going to play it. We probably have to play Dryad this upcoming turn to try to get on board, so... That said, we probably will not be attacking with it. That would just enable our opponent's shadows, which I guess we have explosives to answer, but... Right, Kolaghan's Command would be annoying here. Discard spell, not as much. They play Shadow, okay. If they fetch Shock, that'll be a 6/6. They Thoughtseize, 8/8, and then Temur Battle Rage. We still wouldn't even be dead. I'm trying to debate whether we should just pop the explosives or play the Dryad. I think playing the Dryad is better. Well, they could also dismember. Let's say that they dismember the Dryad. It's a 7/7. They fetch Shock, 10, and Temur Battle Rage. Then we lose to that sequence if they have Dismember, Temur Battle Rage in hand. I think we're probably supposed to just pop explosives on Instep then. Playing into Dismember would be really bad against their current board state. Alright, we'll play the Heath and pass. Fetch for a Breeding Pool tapped on their Instep. And blow up explosives on their Instep, not during combat, so they can't have a Shadow in play during this upcoming turn. If they just swing for 3 here, even if they swing for 6, I'm probably just taking it. If they cast a Temur Battle Rage, then I'll probably pop the explosives, but... I think it will be better to guarantee that this upcoming turn they won't have a Shadow in play by doing this on Instep. Yeah, we'll just take the 6. Now they can't play a second Shadow. Blue-red, huh? Wonder what that could be. Blue-black. Scourge. That's a little annoying, not gonna lie. That is a little annoying. And if we fetch, it's gonna be a 7/7. We'll be dead to Temur Battle Rage if that's the case. That's a massive yikes. Right, well, I think now we're popping explosives and playing Dryad without fetching. We'll play Forest, pass, and then next turn we can cast Titan and maybe kill them with Valcut if we don't have to block with Dryad this turn. I think I'm willing to die to something. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to block. No blocks, no blocks. I don't know why I almost blocked there. If we just die to Temur Battle Rage and something crazy, then, like, whatever. I guess just Temur Battle Rage by itself would have killed us there, but we can't play around it, so we might need to pack in response to whatever they do here. Laris in hand? We might actually be good to go here. We might have lethal. Death Shadow? Yeah, that doesn't matter. Whew! They tapped out. We got it! We got it! Nice. Alright, so we'll draw. We'll play Forest. We'll Pact for a Titan. Cast it, get double Valakut. GG's. Boom. I cannot believe this. Are we doing it? I think that we're doing it. Save targets upstairs. To the face. They concede the game. We win the match. And first 5-0 of the season with none other than Karn Amulet. How about that? Whew. That just feels nice. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I feel like most of the matches we won were just because of our Titan things. Karn, it didn't really feel like it was getting in the way. It definitely made some awkward hands, but we won against the Affinity deck for sure because of Karn, but I mean, we probably have a good Affinity matchup without Karn anyways. And this matchup, siding out Karns and bringing in explosives is probably what won us the game, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still... I don't really know how I feel about Karn. I don't think it's bad, obviously, but I'm not sure it's better than just playing the deck the way that the deck is originally designed. Which is ironic considering I just 5-0'd, but... I mean, of course, it's never the deck list that you like that 5-0. It's always the ones that you're like, wow, this is the deck that 5-0'd? Like, okay. Not that I'm complaining at all. Anyways, let me know your experiences with Karn. And we literally never got to minus for any of these cards right here. None of them. We only minus for Tormod's Crypt, which was arguably wrong, and Engineered Explosives, I think. No, we were going to minus for Explosives, but we got Stubborn Denialed. Yeah, I don't know. I think we minus for EE against Affinity as well, I'm not sure. Regardless, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you think about Karn. Jury's still out on that one, in my opinion. I don't want to give a distinct answer on whether Karn is good or not, but at the very least, obviously a deck can still 5-0 with Karn in it, and that's a good sign, so... yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Thank you guys for joining me for this particular league, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.